Hello and welcome to another episode of My Thoughts. Okay, so before I start, I'm turning my thoughts into a slightly more analytical thing, mainly because I tend to just talk about how awesome or shitty something is. So I'm gonna have talking points and stuff to just kind of point out things I liked and things I didn't like. Now, as you could tell from the opening, I am doing the Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band movie starring Peter Frampton and the Bee Gees. And before I start, let me tell you that this thing is wonderfully bad. It's not good, but it's so bad it's good. So I'm gonna start with talking points and such. Uh, for one thing, the plot. No sense. No sense is made with the plot. I couldn't follow it. Stuff happened, and the only reason I was able to follow the plot afterwards was because I watched the Cinema Snob and Paul Dugan's review of the movie. And they both did the reviews, and they both went over the plot in some way. So kind of made sense. The music was fantastic. You would think that Peter Frampton and the Bee Gees couldn't do uh, the the Beatles justice, but they totally can, and it is glorious. Okay, next talking point. The robots. Okay, I'm probably gonna throw up a clip or a picture of one of the robots, or I guess both the robots, over this while I talk. They look like what would happen if you took Dot Matrix from Spaceballs, put her in a GIMP suit, and then gave her the voice of auto-tuned Stephen Hawking. That is what the robots. They look worse than the robots in Isaac Asimov's Robots, the video board game, and I don't know how that's possible. Um, okay, another thing I have to point out. The scene where they're in the hot air balloon made no goddamn sense, and I was confused. Um, they're flying, and a plane comes at them, and the plane hits them, and then suddenly they're in the plane. What? Yeah, like I said, kind of more analytical, mainly me talking about the shit I didn't understand. If someone can explain to me how that works, comments, do it. Um, but yeah, characters are good, I guess. Songs up to this point are good. And now, the Nowhere Man cover, where it was sort of slower, and I actually like it. Nowhere Man is one of my all-time favorite Beatles songs because I don't know why I like it. I just really like it. Um, and this version, I thought I was gonna hate it because it was slower, but I actually ended up liking it. It actually kind of sounds better. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it suits Frampton and the Bee Gees better. I couldn't tell you. Next, yeah, another thing I need to explain to me. Um, who is in charge? Are the robots the ones in charge of Mustard, or is Mustard in charge of the robots? Because doesn't, you know, because sometimes he's going, ooh, I'm in charge, and other times the robots are bashing him over the head with shit. So, I don't know. If you can explain that to me too. I like the singing billboards when they did the Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds number. I like that. It was pretty good actually. Like, I really don't have anything else to say about it. Um, right. Pretty much this movie, what it made me want to do is watch the Barry Gibb talk show sketch on Saturday Night Live. President Carter, James Carter, peanut butter, President Carter. The one where you have Jimmy Fallon going completely apeshit insane, and you have Justin Timberlake sitting in the back with his head down, trying not to laugh. If you have not seen that, go watch it because it's actually really good. Next, yeah, what does Mean Mr. Mustard have against Sergeant Pepper and the Lonely Hearts Club Band? It's never really explained his motivation. I don't think. I might have missed it, but explain if somebody can. Because I don't know why he wants to steal their instruments. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, the scene where it was a lightsaber duel between Peter Frampton and Steve Martin. It's Peter Frampton Skywalker versus Darth Steve Martin, and it's actually pretty cool because you got them with the giant thing. I actually enjoyed that scene, so I can't really say anything about that. Steve Martin, surprisingly, playing a dentist again. Oh, a doctor again. Or, I guess, if this is before Little Shop of Horrors. I don't know, but he plays he wears the same outfit in both movies. It's weird. Right. Son, played by Alice Cooper. His forces, when he's like brainwashing them, they're like capitalist Daleks, because it's we hate joy, we hate love, we love money, exterminate, exterminate, exterminate. But, capitalist, so they're like money, you know. Earth, Wind, and Fire, they sounded pretty good. Future Villain Band, played by Aerosmith. I don't really think they're the future villain band because I'm pretty sure they're the current villains of the movie. The name didn't make any sense to me. Oh, and before I go on, George Burns as Mr. Kite. Love the narration. It was always a place where I was confused the most. Oh, and this fantastic idea I got. Basically, take Starbomb and some other musician and remake the Sgt. Pepper movie with them. So take Egoraptor, Danny Sexfang, Ninja Brian, and some other musician, like maybe Barry or something. Barry Kramer, not Barry Gibb. And then, remake the Sgt. Pepper movie with them. It would be awesome. Yeah, and I did like Floating Billy Preston. That was a pretty good part of the movie. Comes down singing "Get Back." Find that that was pretty good. I will say up to this point, my only complaint are really the robots, the plot making no sense, and some of the songs were iffy and didn't sound very good. But most of the music, fantastic. Oh, and then when Billy Preston turned Mr. Mustard into the Pope, I didn't understand that. That didn't make any sense either. And he also created another Strawberry Fields, which I didn't understand because is she a clone or did they resurrect her? And if she resurrected her, what happened to her in the coffin? Also, just something to say about the last musical number. No one looks happy to be there. It's like everybody's sitting there, everybody's singing, but they're like, "We're Sgt. Pepper's lonely hearts have been. They have been living joy the show." Or they're doing like the fake smile, but the fake kill me smile. So they're like, "Sgt. Pepper's lonely hearts club," like that. And then, okay, so I'm gonna give a little thing. Music, awesome. Some of the songs are repeat, but most of the music is fantastic. And the Bee Gees and Peter Frampton do great justice to the Beatles. The plot. What plot? I guess is all I can say for that. No sense. I couldn't follow it. I pretty much was only listening to it for the music. The acting. I don't want to say that Peter Frampton and the Bee Gees are bad actors, but I don't want to say they're bad actors. Donald Pleasance, not bad. Steve Martin, not bad. Um, George Burns, not bad. That's all I got. Um, and okay, so basically, I'll give a pretty big analysis here. It's so bad, it's good. It's not the best movie, but it's also not the worst movie I've ever seen. So, uh, I enjoyed it. At no point during that movie did I ever say, "Oh, I don't want to watch this," because I didn't have to watch it. I chose. I chose to watch it, and I enjoyed it. It was stupid, but it was fun. And those were my thoughts on it. I'll see you next time with whatever I have then.
He's a real nowhere man, sitting